In this video, we're going to look at how you can make your line drawing symmetrical. A lot of the times, what you're modeling, if it's an object or a wearable, or in most products, many times you need to do something symmetrical. And one of the easiest ways to make something symmetrical is using the mirror tool. And I'm going to introduce a new thing to you. It's the idea of using construction lines. And a construction line, in this case, we're going to focus on the top view, two-dimensional view, because we're just drawing in 2D. So we want to draw in a two-dimensional window. So let's just open up the top view here. Okay. So a construction line is really simple. All you do is make a line that you use to construct. So I'm gonna just hold down the shift key and I'm gonna draw a line here. It doesn't even matter the size. And what this does is the O-snaps, it makes it so that the O-snaps have something to snap onto, and they start working much better than they did before. When you were working with three-dimensional objects, you probably found it really hard to get those O-snaps working. So I'm going to draw, let's say that I wanted to make a ukulele or a guitar or something like that. I'm going to take a control point curve, and I've got the snaps on. So let's say I want to click right on that line, construction line I just created. And I just draw some curves. Now, I'm not drawing this very well, but you can kind of get the idea. So instead of drawing this symmetrical object, which is, let's say it's going to be a guitar or something, well, I mean, that looks awful, but you get the idea. I take one half of that curve. Now, if I want it to be, let's say I'm going to laser cut it or 3D print it, one of the things I want to do is make the first line, I'm holding down the shift key so that it's perpendicular to that construction curve. And you can see also I've got the control points. Now I'm hitting shift again because I want that point where I intersect with that construction line. I want that line to be perpendicular to the construction line. And then what we're going to do is mirror it. Okay, so the mirror tool, you can get it from the transform tab up at the top. Transform mirror. That's one way you can get it. The other way you can get it is the transform tab. There's a little icon here, mirror. And if I left click, I'll get the mirror tool. So if we go up to the command line, it says select object to mirror. Well, I want to mirror that line I just created. And then press enter when done, of course. And then see, because I've got that construction line to snap to, and I've got the, in the O snaps, I've got end done, it's snapping there. And now I've got two symmetrical things. Now, the reason I wanted to make the point where this shape, still that's not a very good ukulele. You know, I wouldn't play that. That looks awful. But if I spent more time, I could actually make a good ukulele shape. Let's say I wanted to laser cut it out of wood. So now I've got these two shapes. And if you look at this point where, had I not made the line perpendicular, you might get a weird kind of curve. So to flatten it out, it doesn't matter what I'm drawing on the other side. Like, that's a freeform curve, but you just want to come in close to that construction line, perpendicular. And then you get a nice straight line where they meet. And all you have to do is select both of them and join them. Nope. Join. The jigsaw puzzle thing, yeah. And that is how you use the one way that you can use the mirror tool, and you can use a construction line. Now you can also use later, we will look at how you use construction lines in three-dimensional space, but for now, just figure it out in 2D before we jump into 3D. And it's a different strategy for modeling. Instead of trying to make the whole thing, if I was making this out of wood, I'd have to cut out one piece of wood and make the entire shape. But in modeling, in the software world, you always use a mirror so that you just replicate exactly the curves from one side to the other. And then you're never going to have any inconsistencies.